For 10 years, this is what Christmas looked like at Riverside Presbyterian Church, a nativity pageant with thousands in attendance.
And the last year we did it, there was probably 1,500 to 2,000 people. And we started asking, are we really changing people, or were we allowing them to be just one more Christian that comes for the show?
Pastors Brian Clark and Edward Andrade had a radical idea. Instead of having one big service with the congregation gathered as an audience, they would share Christmas with their whole community.
Wanting to really have people live it out beyond the Christmas Eve was really important.
We could really reach people on a more personal level.
Riverside began to reach out to neighbors and friends, inviting them to any of more than a dozen Christmas Eve worship services held in members' homes.
God, we are so thankful.
Happy birthday.
They also hosted birthday parties for Jesus,
Happy birthday.
touching the lives of more than 250 children.
It teaches you about God and how he was born.
And it also teaches you about how, tough it was just to, live in that time for Mary and Joseph.
One of the things I've learned as we've reviewed Share Christmas is how many neighbors were touched just by an invitation.
Riverside's economically diverse congregation was eager to share Christmas with all of their neighbors, including the least of these in their community. So they partnered with Sugarland Elementary School, providing gift boxes to nearly 100 low-income children.
And we're considered a school of poverty. We have almost 60% of our students needing help with all kinds of resources.
People have some struggles right here, right down the street.
One of the greatest things about Share Christmas is that we don't have to go very far to think of mission.
Riverside's mission was to build relationships and spread the hope of Christ, as they also shared Christmas with more than 200 day laborers at a weekly ministry called Lunch for the Soul.
There are people that live in our community that are hungry. And this is, just yet another opportunity to show Christ in a real way.
To know that there are people that are caring for them, not as a handout, but truly wanting to be in relationship, truly wanting for them to be a part of the community. I think that was one of the greatest things for me.
Riverside is one community of faith that worships in 2 languages. After Christmas, they celebrated what they had shared with each other and with their community.
The body of Christ broken for you.
El cuerpo de Cristo partido por nosotros.
Invitation, what Jesus extends to us and what Jesus asks us to extend to others.
La invitación es lo que Jesús nos ofrece.
One of our people who hosted Share Christmas went to their neighbor and said, we'd love you to come to our house. We're having a Christmas Eve worship service in our house. And the neighbor looked at him and said, oh, you're one of them. They didn't come to their worship service, but after the worship service, after they saw everybody left, because about 37 people came over to her house, and after they saw everybody left, the neighbors walked over with a bottle of wine and sat down and talked. And that's what we're looking for.
Relationship.
Relationship.
But if we're not willing to be in relationship just for the sake of being in human relationships without an agenda, and really meeting the needs as human beings, not as a recipient or a giver, I think we've missed our mark.
To share your heart with your friends, that's an opportunity you don't get too much. We don't disciple people particularly well in sharing our faith, and it's something that we need to learn to do.
And I think what's being revealed to us is that part of that discipleship is giving people the space and the opportunity and the safety that they see that they can be the ones to share the good news of Jesus Christ.